I'd like to share this card with you today. I had a young lady in my group named Lori Ellen share a diagonal card. And I thought it was the prettiest thing. It opens diagonally. I thought, oh, that is so pretty. So I went and looked at her blog, and I thought, oh, I'll have to find out how to do that. So I went and I looked at a Jan B, a Stampin' Up! Representative, and she had done one too. So thank you to both of those for the ideas, and I used my own version here. So let me tell you all the products that I used, okay? So I used, for my card, I used the Swirls and Curls embossing folder. I used the Four Seasons dies to cut out my flowers. I used the well-written framelits for the happy birthday sentiment. I used the ovals for behind the flowers. And I did use the Painted Season stamp set to make my own DSP. And that's the only reason I have this here, because I'd already done it and I used it to stamp the flowers. Right, so that was those. Now let me tell you all the stuff you will need to make the card. You will need, and I'm going to put this aside, and I did do the envelope too. I stamped the flowers and the leaves, and I masked and did the leaves, then I did the embossing on that. So I'm going to put that up here right now. You will need an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Now everything here will make two, all right? I'll tell you if it makes two. This will make two cards. 8.5 by 11 piece of Whisper White. Then you will need a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 piece of Daffodil Delight, and this makes two as well. Then what I did was I have made my own sheet of 8.5 by 11 DSP, and this is a piece of it. So, and this measures the same as this, so it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Now if you're using just one, if you just want to use a piece of DSP, you could cut this in half and use it for both diagonals. You could use it for this and this, and it would do one card. But I split it in two, so this would do, you know, your two cards. Right, then what you will need is another piece of Whisper White, and I've just approximated this piece at 4.5 by 3.5, and we're going to cut out the oval out of that. And this is, we're going to cut out the oval frame out of the Berry Burst, and this is 4.5 by 3.5 too, approximately what you will need. And then a piece of scrap. I stamped 3 flowers and 4 leaves, and we're going to die cut those out. You will need some gems. I have my glimmer spray, of course, an envelope, and I think that's about it. Some dimensionals and glue. Right, so, and your your trimmer. Oops. So let me show you how to do this. I'm going to use this because I already have this done, and I just wanted to basically show you how to do it. And I will have all the measurements and instructions on my blog. All right, what you want to do first is to score. So we're going to score, I'll get my blade out of the way, at 4 1/4 on the short side. On the 8.5 side, we're going to score at 4 1/4. And then we're going to turn onto the long side, and we're going to score at 5.5. Right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our 2 corners. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I'm stuck to my mat. Right. I might turn it this way. That's what Jan B had to do to get it in camera. I don't even know if I'm in camera. But you put it up in this and down in here. Make sure it's in your channel where you're going to score. Actually cut. We're cutting this one. So this is going to give us our 2 halves. And I'm going to bring it in, and we're going to cut down, and then we're going to cut up. All right, it's not going to cut all the way because we have the scoring blade on here, but that's close enough. we'll just snip that off with our scissors. And I just wanted to show you this on my scrap piece of paper. So that would cut out 2 cards. Now, here's my little one. See, so it's already scored. I don't know if you can see my score lines. And already scored right here, right? So I'll show you how to fold these in a minute. Now we take our colored piece here too. I can turn this now. I think you'll be able to see it if I just do it in the center. And what you need to do is make sure how you're going to fold this. Oh, let me do that first. I'll put this aside just a sec. Get out your bone folder and make sure you've got this little corner directly right in the corner. Make sure it's right in the corner, and then burnish this good. Alright, so it's in the corner. Then you can open that and put this one down and make sure it's in the corner. Alright, there we go. That way they're good and they don't butt against each other. Okay. Okay. Now what I want to do is show you this. Oh, still need this. Alright, so depending on which way you're going to have your card stand, alright, you can have it stand that way. You could have it stand that way. If you wanted to, you could put these that way. And have it from, the left open, or this way it would open, to the right if you did it that way. I think I'm going to do it that way. So we need our bigger part of the paper up here. Like, we have to cut it that way. So we want it, the big part over here. So we put that in the channel, and this part here. And we bring it down and we cut. Oops, put it in the middle, up, down. Right, so we'll put this one aside, and that one's going to go right on there. Like so. Keep this here so you can do the other one. So you do the same thing. You look at where you're going to cut, because you don't want to cut it the opposite way. So, and now we need the big piece on the bottom. So we want to cut it. We don't want to cut it that way. Big piece on top. We want to cut it this way with the big piece on the bottom. Point apart, point apart. And there we go. So we have our 2 pieces cut, right? And then I ran them through the embossing folder with the swirls and curls. Okay? And then I cut out my flowers. So I have everything cut. I cut out my words, blah, 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 right? Everything is cut and embossed and all that good stuff. So I don't need this anymore, don't think. But while I have you, just let me show you all the stuff I made with my, see, this is all I have left of my 8.5 by 11 sheet. That's what I've got left of that one paper. And this was the Berry Burst, Daffodil Delight, and Highland Heather. And this was another piece that I did with it. Right. And this was Highland Heather, Bloody Flamingo, and the yellow Daffodil Delight. So I made that card with the Highland Heather in the back, and this one, and I embossed it. Then that one, I just cut out a bunch of little squares, and then I turned it like a diamond shape. That one I embossed with the Country Floral embossing folder. And I put a strip down here. And that one I cut out with the Truly Tailored, and I backed them with the same colors that are in the card. So that was another sheet of the designer series paper that I made myself with this stamp set, because you can't buy the DSP, you can only get it for free. And this was another one I stamped. I stamped that on a, I believe that's Blushing Bride, right? I think so, yeah. And then I stamped that one on a white, Whisper White. I stamped that one. It's Mango Melody and all peaches, and I can't remember the colors now. I did this one in all yellows. It's like Pineapple Punch and Daffodil Delight and So Saffron. And then this one I did on Crumb Cake. And I did that in Early Espresso, and I put the gold embossing swirl on it from another stamp set. And I just did that. I can use it for Christmassy or whatever, fall colors and stuff. So I just love making my own DSP, and that's what I wanted to do this in. So that was my own designer series paper, Janice DSP. So here we go. Let's get on with our card, or this video will be an hour long. Right, so I already have my triangles embossed, and I have my frame cut out and my circle cut out. Now I can tell you the measurements because they're not numbered or anything. They don't have numbers. So let me tell you the actual measurement of this from end to end. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3 and a half, and the inner would be 1, 2, just over 3. You can actually make it whatever size you want, and then, you know, as long as it fits over your circle, right? So that would be our circle. And where'd my card go? Sorry. Did you see where I put my card? Yep, yeah. I bet you're all shouting at me. Yep. It's up here. There it is. Okay, so it's so easy to make. Except I'm missing some more stuff, of course. My flowers. Where'd y'all go? See, I shouldn't have brought all this stuff all out at once, because now I've hidden where my flowers and everything are. Great. I've got one flower. No leaves. One flower. There's another. And there's a happy birthday. I'm finding them bit by bit. This is terrible. Oh my word. Well, what I can do is I can put the flowers on later. Right. It's not there. Shaking it everywhere, not finding it. Wow. Alright. Never mind. Alright, I'm going to take our triangle and we're going to glue that on here. And I prefer liquid glue because I can move it. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room, so you don't have to set it down perfectly right at the first. And especially with the, if you're embossing your cardstock, because it's bumpy, and it helps it stick better. No. All right, put this down. And it just leaves this tiniest little bit of a gap. There we go. And then this one. It's going there. Spring break starts here today. Well, actually, the kids got out of school yesterday here. March 14th. Like, wow. It seems so early. Not that I have any kids in school. All my grandkids, yes. Well, 2 grandkids. The rest are, well, one works and one's in college. And the other 2 are in school. Alright. So there's this portion done. And you can either set it up so you can go like this or that. I'm going to do it standing up. And now I'm just going to stick a little glue around the edge of my frame. Why are you not coming out? Through the glue. Alright. A little tiny bit around the edge. There we go. And put a frame over here. There we go. I can't believe I can't find my leaves and flowers. This is crazy. No, no. Well, what I could do is cut real quick. I need one flower. I'm going to use a purple. Rather than take my dies. Amazing. Right. Just go around. I probably have you all shouting at me. You probably see them right under my nose. Leaves, leaves, where are you? Funny. I know I had them cut out. Nuts. Now if you want to, you can like sponge the edge of your flowers as well, you know, before you put them on, like that. Let's see, no leaves in there. I'm just double checking, folks, sorry. No, 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 and they're not over here. Over there. I'll stick the leaves under there after, but you get the picture. What you need to do is you pop these up on dimensionals, 2 or 3 dimensionals. I did it like this. I did 1, 2, 3, and then I put the leaves underneath them. So I'll do a pink one down here. And a pinky one up there. And we'll do that. Do one of that. Yeah, I'll do it there. This is nuts. Okay. Tell you what, I'm going to take 2 seconds, get my dies, because it's only 2 cuts, right? These dies, you get 2 each of the leaves, so it will only take me a second. And I have my Big Shot right across from me. I've got 2 things. I'm going to cut my leaves out real quick. Where's that paper? Yeah. I'm going to cut out real quick. Thin die adapter. There we go. Sorry about this. Bear with me. I'll do a couple of leaves. Oh, wow. It's what you get for having live and not able to edit. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Five minutes of the video is going to be me cutting out leaves. Maybe I will have to try to edit. Crazy, crazy. Okay. Alright, I've got some. Right. I don't believe this, but anyways. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just take my glue. Oh man. And put a little bit on the bottom here. I'm going to put it under and just take up some of this white space. And a little bit here. There we go. And more. I did have yellow, like Daffodil Delight for the happy birthday. Didn't seem to show up, so I thought I'd try it in the Berry Burst, but I'll show you both. You could do whatever color you like best. Just squash that in there like so. But see, let's see. Okay, we'd have the happy birthday. Or happy birthday. It kind of doesn't do anything, so especially on the yellow here. Like you see it there, and it, no. What do you think? Berry Burst, Daffodil Delight. I'm going with Daffodil. Berry Burst. Alright, and what I did with this is I took my silicone mat. I didn't use this. I'm going to use a two-way glue. And I'm just going to dab it all over. If you do it right away, it's permanent. If you let it dry, it's removable. So we're going to stick it on right away. Just put it on here and hold it for a few seconds to let it adhere to it, and it will stay on there. All right. Now we'll do the happy. Whoops. That way. And this is two-way glue. Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell it anymore. They used to, but it must be one of the items they discontinued. You can use the adhesive sheets and cut it out when you're doing it through your Big Shot. I forgot about that. I've got adhesive sheets as well. That would have made it so much easier. I've got enough glue on my hands. There you go. Use your adhesive sheets. There's another case of do as I say, not as I do. My goodness. Now for this, it's like you're doing a gatefold. You have to only put your adhesive on one portion of it. So we're going to just put it on this portion, right on this half. So I'm just going to stick it here. Right, yeah. Make sure I've got a good bit down there. Stick it down. Stick to my paper. And there's your card. You can put a sentiment on the inside. But this is what they call a diagonal fold. I think it's pretty. Yeah, and it does stand up. Stands up. And you can decorate your envelope as well. Make it really pretty, really match. You could stamp a flower in here and a sentiment of your choice. So I thank you for watching. I'm so sorry about losing my flowers and my leaves right in front of me probably. And all my measurements and supplies that you need to make this card will actually make two. Remember, all your stuff you cut out, you could make two. Keep one and send one to a friend. There you go. Measurement supplies will be on my blog. The video will also be on my blog. Check out my blog for other ideas. If you need any of the supplies, the listing will be below here on YouTube as well for your shopping list, and it will be on my blog as well. If you need a demonstrator, I would appreciate you if you could choose me if you don't have one, and I would be honored. And I would love to earn your business. I'm going to stick some little gems on here while I'm talking. And I appreciate you watching. You all have a lovely weekend. It's Friday afternoon right now. Oh, one more. Let me do one more. I'll put it there. And you take care. Bye-bye. Where am I? Off.